Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's Norman News at Home Edition. I'm Alana Morgan. I hope you had an amazing winter break and a happy new year. Stay tuned for news on gorillas testing positive for COVID-19 and more on a fire tearing a multi-million-dollar home right here in our city. Around the school in 30 minutes, this is the Norman News. Every day, we are worried about the coronavirus cases spiraling out of control. Well, did you know that gorillas ended up testing positive for COVID-19? I know, crazy. Apparently, 8 gorillas at the San Diego Zoo ended up testing positive for the virus. They've been living together and some have even been reported to be coughing, which is absolutely insane. Now, I know what you're wondering. How did the gorillas ended up getting this virus? Apparently, a wildlife care team member at the San Diego Zoo ended up testing positive for COVID-19. Now the zoo has been closed for over a month now and the gorillas are being monitored, so we will keep you updated with any more news. Now to Jonah with some medical news.
Thanks, Alana. Researchers at the University of Florida have found a way to use the body's own immune system in order to kill cancer cells. This new method is called immunotherapy. This is where doctors inject the body with the cancer cells and the body recognizes that it is foreign and destroys it. Then, the body goes to other cancer cells in the body and kills those as well. The researchers have found a better way to target the cancer cells by using a new device that could pinpoint the location of cancer-infested areas and sends the body's own immune antibodies to destroy the harmful tissue. Now to Jackson with this week's sports review.
Thanks. The NBA began recently with a relatively smooth start. However, the league's viability is now being tested. Over the past week, the league has been dealing with multiple small coronavirus outbreaks. Multiple games have been postponed due to contact tracing, leaving teams without enough players. More than 24 players on 13 different teams were in quarantine this past weekend. The NBA was fairly safe upon reopening last season due to the bubble. However, there is no bubble this season, which is proving to be hard for the league. As the vaccines begin to be distributed across the U.S., cases might decline, making the NBA safer. Until then, the NBA season could be in jeopardy. Thank you, and now to some more news.
Thanks, Jackson. The NBA is just getting started, so let's recap the last few weeks. First off, each team has played around 10 games so far, and we are beginning to see which teams will finish on top. Among the most spectacular performances out there since the beginning of the season are Steph Curry's 62-point game, Bradley Beal's 60-point game, and LaMelo Ball's triple-double. Stephen Curry and Bradley Beal both had career highs in this past week, and this was very exciting for the fans of the Warriors and the Wizards. LaMelo Ball, who was only 19, had a triple-double. With this accomplishment, he has broken the record for being the youngest player to have 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game. Let's see what else the NBA brings us this season, and now to Rachael with entertainment.
Thanks, Nathan. After rumors regarding rapper Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's divorce surfaced, fans started speculating that Kanye cheated on Kim with beauty influencer Jeffree Star. This rumor began with a TikTok posted by Ava Louise claiming Kanye had been seeing the beauty influencer. Jeffree soon denounced the rumors, claiming that nothing had been going on between him and Kanye. However, there may be some truth to the rumor that Kim and Kanye are heading towards divorce after 6 years of marriage. Since then, Kanye has been faced with many mental health issues, including bipolar disorder. According to a source close to the Kardashian-West family, they have been living separate lives for months. Kanye has been wanting to make it work, and Kim has tried for so long. Even though Kim and Kanye may be getting a divorce, Jeffree Star is not the reason behind it. Now, to Kayla with a movie review.
Together, Louisiana and Texas reported having 100,000 people without power this past weekend. This is all due to a storm which dropped above average levels of snow across many parts of the southern United States. The storm began on Sunday and moved along the Gulf Coast in the direction of the Mississippi River. The storm is expected to continue weakening until it completely fades away. Snow is actually relatively common in Texas, yet most areas only receive between 1 and 2 inches, excluding areas in western Texas, which tend to see about 6 inches of snow. The abrupt storm resulted in just over 100,000 Texas residents suffering from a power outage. Nearly 50,000 Louisiana residents also had no power. Residents all suffered from icy roads, which caused many accidents throughout both of the states. A weather warning along with many road and school closures are still in effect. Residents are urged to only travel if necessary. Also, 2 shelters opened up in Austin for those who needed aid in the cold weather.
Even though COVID-19 is still spiking in places throughout the world, people may still be tempted to travel. Although traveling is not the safest option right now, the CDC has some health recommendations for people who do plan on traveling during this time. If you do choose to travel, then you should wear a mask and keep socially distant from others when in a public space. You should also avoid touching your face, and you should frequently wash your hands and sanitize. While some places require a negative COVID test to enter, many places don't. The CDC recommends that you consider getting a viral COVID test up to 72 hours prior to your trip, and it is also recommended that you take another viral test 3 to 5 days after you return. For a week or 2 after your trip, you should also keep your daily activities to a minimum. Now to Alana with local news. Thanks, Natalie. Hello, everyone. My name is Alana Morgan, moving from school news to local news to give you some updates on what has been going on in our city. So make sure you sit back and stay tuned. Apparently, a large fire ended up tearing a multi-million-dollar home right here in our city of Beverly Hills. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. This fire occurred near a Beverly Drive at around 8:30 p.m. and ended up going until 12 o'clock. Now, the firefighters responded quickly, and the cause of the fire is still unknown, so if we get any more information, we will definitely let you all know and keep you updated throughout the whole information process. Now I'm going to send it to Jonah with some school news.
Thanks, Alana. Norman's on January 26th. Juniors will have the option to take the PSAT at the high school. The PSAT will be out of 1,520 points, and if you do well, you may become a National Merit Scholar. This comes with many benefits, including scholarships, recognition, upon other things. Please make sure you have signed up for the event if you would like to take the test, and make sure to remember to study. Now to Natasha with this week's weather forecast.
Welcome back, Normans. I hope you had a relaxing winter break. Here is the weather forecast for the week of January 15th, 2021. This week in Los Angeles, we will see an average of 81 degrees with a high of 85 and a low of 79. Today we'll see clear skies with a high of 85 and a low of 57. Saturday, the temperatures will drop a bit with a high of 82 and a low of 56. Moving on to Sunday, we'll be experiencing the same temperatures with a high of 82 and a low of 55. Monday, the weather starts to cool down with a high of 79. Tuesday, we'll continue to see clear skies with a high of 81. And finally, on Wednesday, temperatures will be in the low 80s. Thank you for watching this week's weather update. I'm Natasha Jadidolahi, and have a great week. Now to Grace with health news.
Thanks, Natasha. As you know, COVID is still rapidly spreading around Los Angeles and California, but a new study shows that most COVID cases are being spread by people who are asymptomatic and don't even know they have it. Doctors and scientists are finding that treating and quarantining sick patients isn't going to be enough to stop the spread because there are so many people who have it and they just don't know. If all people with or without the virus could quarantine for 14 days, it could immensely slow down the rate of the spread in California. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as it sounds. Many people still need to work, buy groceries, and need to do other essential things in order to go outside. Researchers are trying to find new ways to slow down the spread, but until then, make sure you're staying safe, Normans. Now, let's send it back to the desk.
That's it for this week's Norman News. I'm Jonah Danesh, and we will see you all next week.